Good morning everyone. Welcome in my online classroom. I am Mohammad Jaman, Associate Professor in the Department of Management and Chairman Tourism and Hospitality Management, Mohammadpur Kendriya College, Dhaka. First of all, I would like to thank our Honorable Principal, Professor Sir Jafar Ali Sir gives his permission and advices to conduct the online classes. Students, I hope you all are well. Because of the COVID-19 breakout in the pandemic situation of the world, we are bound to stay at home. We are staying at home, but it does not mean we can sit idle. We have to work for our next days. So I am here to take your online class. I hope you all will give attention to my online class. Today I will take your online class on strategic management, BBA 4th year 7th semester, and the 5th chapter, strategic formulation, and the topic is corporate strategy. So the student business studies have much more skill and scope from those side. Now the question is being discussed below. And the first question, what is corporate strategy? Components and elements of corporate strategy. Discuss the types or classification of corporate strategy. Considering factors for developing corporate strategy. That is the last question. Now the question is being discussed below, and the first question, what is corporate strategy? Corporate strategy is concerned with how companies create value across different business in the narrow sense. In the broad sense, corporate strategy is the overall scope and direction of a cooperation and the way in which it various business operations work together to achieve particular goals. And every organization will establish business strategies that are designed to support their mission, vision, values, and achieve goals specific to their market, business, and industry. Various scholars has given various definition about corporate level strategy, which are mentioned below. According to Karjewski and Reisman, define corporate level strategy specific the business that company will pursue isolated new opportunities and threats in the environment and identify the growth objectives that should achieve. According to Griffin, define corporate level strategy is the set of strategic alternatives that an organization chooses from as it manages its operation separately across several industries and several markets. According to Bartle and Martin, define corporate level strategy address what business the organization will operate, how the strategies of those business will be coordinated to the organization competitive position, and how resource will be allocated among the business. So corporate strategy is concerned with how companies create values across different business. Finally, we can say that corporate level strategy is concerned with the strategic direction and decision a business makes that affect the entire organization. Financial performance, mergers and acquisition, human resource management, and the allocation of resource are considered part of corporate level strategy. And the next question, components or elements of corporate level strategy. Components and elements. And the first one or first point, mission statement. And the second point, analysis of current situation. Of current situation. Vision for the picture. And the fourth point, goals or objectives. And the last point, strategies and practice. And practice. That is the components or elements of corporate strategy. Mission statement, analysis of current situation, vision for the future, goals or objectives, strategies and practice. Now the point is discussed below. Mission statement. A mission statement explains why the company is in business and what value it intends to provide its customer. Because customer is the king of the society. So it is important elements of corporate strategy. Its shareholders and employees and the society. The mission statement may not change from year to year, through sometimes only a paragraph. It often requires large discussion among the executive participating in the planning process, who may view the company and the objectives differently. Corporate strategy is overall scope and direction of a cooperation and the way in which it various business operations to achieve particular goals. And the next point, analysis of current situation. that is important elements or components corporate society or corporate strategy. In the analysis of where a company stands, these acquisitions are commonly asked: where are we now in relation to our long-range goals? What are our strengths and weaknesses versus our competitors? What are we doing well and where are we falling short? Current situation also includes the economic and industrial environment and how this may impact the organization. A strategic plan for a company that is operating in a may impact the organization recession or in an industry much different than one for a company it is a booming industry. That is, analysis of current situation is very important to the development of organizational activities. And the next point, vision for the picture. The company's vision is sometimes referred to the defining the ideal. Corporate executives try to imagine how the company could look 3 to 5 years in the future, assuming everything goes according to plan. What will the revenue be? Pre-tax income? Will we be seen as the leader in our industry? The difficult task for the management team is to come up with a vision that is the both aggressive and realistic. That is the vision for the picture. And the next point, goals and objectives. Goals and objectives is the important elements of a corporate strategy. And goals and objectives, important goals and objectives are usually set first, such as revenue growth for the next 3 to 5 years. But since reaching the largest goals in the result of achieving smaller incremental goals, this must be carefully thought as well. Goals are set for each division of or department. Managers who are involved are more likely to endorse the strategic plan and work energetically toward its achievement. That is, goals or objectives properly, then the targeting the company and earning revenue to the several times or time to times. And the last point, strategies and tactics. Strategies and tactics, a picture of future success, but strategies and tactics are the specific steps that must be taken to achieve the goals. They are action oriented. Strategies say what the company intends to do, such as enter educational market in 2020. Tactics are how the strategy will be implemented. Direct mail companies to schools, specific relationship or responsibility for their achievement is assigned the members of the management team, as well as a timeline for each to be completed. Properly strategy and tactics, then the organization very fine and nice to the targeting and achievement goals. So the business study students have much more skill and scope from those side. And the next question, types of corporate strategy. Types of corporate strategy. There are different types maintaining in a corporate strategy. And the first one, growth strategy. And the second point, consolidation strategy. Consolidation strategy. Global strategy. And the fourth point, or fourth types, cooperative strategy. And the last types, e-business strategy. E-business strategy, that is the types of corporate strategy, growth strategy, consolidation strategy, global strategy, cooperative strategy, e-business strategy. That is important in this strategy. And the first one, growth strategy. Growth platforms are specifically named activities selected by a business organization to fuel revenue and earning growth. Growth platforms are specially named initiatives selected by a business organization to fuel revenue and earning growth. Growth platforms may be strategic or tactical. Strategic growth platforms are long-term initiatives for high-scale revenue increase. That is the growth strategy. And the consolidation strategy. Consolidation refers to the mergers and acquisition of many smaller companies into much larger ones for economic benefit. Consolidation is the act of merging two or more organizations into one. Consolidation occurs when two companies combine to form a new enterprise. Neither of the previous companies survival independently. So, consolidation strategy is the important in the corporate strategy. And the next types, global strategy. Global strategy as defined in business terms in an organizational strategic guide to pursuing various geographical markets. Global strategy as defined in business terms in an organizational strategic guide to pursuing various geographical market. And how can the organization turn a global presence into global competitive advantage? And the next types, Cooperative strategy. It is important to the corporate strategy. And cooperation strategy. Alliance is cooperation where each member expects the benefits from cooperation will ponderable the cost of individual effort. A strategic alliance is a relationship between two or more parties to pursue a set of agreed upon goals to the most critical business and while maintaining independent organization. This form of the cooperation lies between mergers and acquisition and organic growth. That is cooperative strategy in the various departments accumulated and properly decision making, then the business very nicely doing his duties and operation and earning the profit earning or revenues in the sometimes. And the next type, e-business strategy. E-business has become an increasingly necessary component of business strategy. The term electronic business is sometimes used interchangeably with e-commerce. In fact, e-business is a broad definition that includes not only e-commerce but customer relationship management, business partnership, e-learning, and electronic transaction within an organization. That is important business activities in the corporate strategy. And the 5 types of these strategies: growth strategies, consolidation strategies, global strategies, cooperative strategies, and e-business strategies. Now the student business studies have much more skill and scope from those sides. And the last question, considering factors for developing corporate strategy. That is important in these topics or important questions. In the first one, considering factors for developing corporate society. Flexibility. First consideration is flexibility. And the second, environment. And the third point, core competence. And the fourth point, core competence, that means the different sub point, workforce, market and financial know-how, and financial know-how, system and technology. System and technology. And the last sub point, facilities. And the flexibility sub point, scenario building. Scenario building. Reality check. Communication. Communication. Hire. Budget cycle. That is the flexibility subpoint. Consideration factor for corporate strategy in the first point, flexibility, and there are different subpoint in flexibility: scenario building, reality check, communication, hire, and budget cycle. And the second point, environment, and the third point, core competence. Core competence subpoint is workforce, market and financial know-how, system and technology, facilities. That is the important considering factors for corporate strategies. And the first point, flexibility. The concept of the flexibility of manufacturer system is topical and important for the variability and irregularity of the environment. There are 5 ways companies and respond to the need flexibilities. Scenario building. Strategists plan several different outcomes for each initiative, permitting quick response and competitive themes. Reality check. Key decision makers meet irregularity or short interval in access voice that rebels might make inroads of the marketplace. And the next, communication. To get everyone thinking of the effect of the change on our operations, executive strategy shift to employees within hours of a decisions. And the hire. Employees fill job with people who thrive on change and ambiguity. Budget cycle. And the last sub point in flexibility. To ensure that individual and departmental goals are properly revised, managers link the budget review to the strategic review. And the next point, environment. Environment is everything that is around us. It can be living or non-living things. It includes physical, chemical or other natural forces. Living things responds to consideration in the environment and live in their environment. And the next point, core competence. Core competence are those capabilities that are critical to a business achieving competition advantages. The starting point for the analyzing core competence is recognizing the competition between businessmen and in the much race of competence. So competence includes the following sides: workforce. A well-trained and flexible workforce allow organization to respond to market needs in a timely fashion. Facilities. And the next point, facilities. Having well-located facilities offer storage and plants to the primary advantage because of the long lead time intend to need to build in our wants or business activities nicely, and finally closing the relationship between in these sides. Market and financial know-how. An organization that can easily attract capital from the stock sales, market and distribute the product or services, its products from similar products on the market has a competitive edge. And the last sub point in the core competence, that is system and technology. Organization with expertise in information system will have an edge and industries in data and information. Particularly advantage is expertise in internal technologies and applicants such as business to consumer and business to business system. From the above discussion, it is clear to us we have to consider successful and effective corporate strategy. If we consider the above mentioned factors, then it will be easy for us to develop corporate strategy easily. And this is the consideration factors for corporate strategy. In the first one, flexibility, and the second, environment, third, core competences, that is important factors for developing corporate strategy. At the end of my class, enjoy it. We pray for everything Almighty. I am requesting you stay at home and be safe.